we're live with the third installment of Thirsty Thursday. It is very Juperian of the day. I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am almost 100% Sagittarian, so I'm the closest thing to Juperian you're going to find in this lifetime. I'm also your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God. God Almighty. Hey, let's just read out of God's book. We don't do enough of that, right? Oh, I am the Lilith reincarnated. In order to keep up with me, you would have seen what I posted on my community page. My latest live video, I've already posted 2 for today, and that's probably more than you can handle. But we got more to handle. Dude, I posted and I was like, that's so godly. Really? Yeah, bro, I got fucking blessed. So blessed. Really? So blessed. First off, I told you my belly don't hurt. I don't feel good. And I had to make a tough decision. And people were fucking judging me for my decision to stay home. It's like, dude, shut up. I don't want to hear shit. So anyways, I made all these videos about that. And then there was confirmation with the eagle flying by. Oh yeah, and that fucking quarter. I just found a quarter. And the eagle was facing up. And I turned it over and it was 1971. Who was born in 1971, may you ask? Anyways, moving on. Messages from the divine. Anyways, so I was sitting here like, ugh, I don't feel good. But I went out and I had like 1 cigarette left, so I went to go have my cigarette. And I got up, and as I was getting up, somebody is delivering catered breakfast. We had breakfast burritos and fresh fruit and all kinds of freaking pastries and bagels and this and that. So I got a whole smorgasbord of food delivered to me, and it was awesome. I would never make breakfast burritos or buy them. I really don't like flour tortillas in the morning, but it's nearly the afternoon, so it was okay. I don't even know when the last time I ate eggs or any of that shit, so that was pretty cool. I was chilling, and then as I was sitting here, I got a call from H&R Block. And these bitches, they're like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that we're running our Emerald Advance applications, and we wanted to schedule an appointment for you. What is that? Oh, bro, they get me every year. Last year was so sweet. What happened? Oh, I'd given up my car. So it was near January. And God just kept telling me, or no, I didn't give up the car yet. God kept telling me to get my tax papers together and just go file my taxes. That's all he told me to do. So I spent like a week trying to get them all together. And I showed up there, and it wasn't so much about filing my taxes, but when I got there, they had me apply for the Emerald Advance. And they gave me like fucking something crazy like $1,200, like right on the spot. I had like no money in my pocket, and all of a sudden had a bunch of money in my pocket. So when these fuckers called me, I remember that. And I remember they typically do it every year to me. It used to happen before Christmas, and all of a sudden I'd get Christmas money. What is it? It comes out of your taxes. It's an advance on your taxes. Since I always file my taxes with H&R Block, they see me as a for sure thing. Plus, they can run some kind of little credit check to see that. So they see the consistency that they give me money and they get it back. They give me and they get it back. They give me and they get. So with that being said, it should be all good in the hood, and I should be. And they were like, do you want to come today? I was like, I cannot today. Like, damn, you didn't go get some free money? First off, it's not free. It comes out of my taxes, my hard-working taxes that I work so hard that I'm not at work doing right now. Realistically, yeah. But it was an awesome opportunity because I'm still waiting on over $3,000 from this year. And the lady that called me was the very lady that did my taxes. So I told her what happened. I said, well, I already got notice during the summer that when she gave me these papers to send in, she missed a paper. So I got notice from my state taxes that she fucked it up, and it was only like, I think that one was like $900 or something, so I didn't really stress it too hard. Really? No, because it's off season, and I don't handle shit all the time. Realistically, I do it when I have to. So I just didn't stress it, because I wanted to see the bigger one. And then I called this like a couple weeks ago, and they said that it looked like it was misfiled, but to give them 30 more days. So this is a perfect opportunity to I wasn't even really worried about all this. I can get the money that they already owe me. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, you fucking people owe the federal government all kinds of taxes, and they owe me all kinds of money. Really? Yeah, because I be working. You guys just be claiming you're working. Anyways, and that was the whole thing about today. It's like, you have no idea, dude, for me to miss work and shit like that. You don't even know my fucking tax status and bracket and how serious I take this type of shit. Really? Yes. Going back to it, but that was super Jupiterian because on a Thursday all good things happen. I still have my housing appointment that I'm trying to hold my fucking guts together for. Really? Oh man. Dude, I couldn't even sit in a wheelchair today. It's so bad. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to work. Jesus, I would have fucking been in tears right in front of him. It happened at fucking Walmart, dude. Really? Yeah, bro. I thugged it out as far as I could, and then I was climbing up the stepped ladder to this fucking thing. They have their own little step ladders that connected to their carts. So you have to get up on the top shelves and shit. You know, when you fill a box, you put it up there and blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of stepping. You don't know that. And when I'm in the back, it's not, I have to go up these crazy ladders all day. Really? Yeah. I'm pretty brave about it. I'm brave about ladders. I know, I took classes on that. I know how to climb ladders. But realistically, my guts, oh my God, Becky, I would have been dying. So the whole story was about, doing the right thing and that money isn't everything. And just like that, when you make little did I know, there's plenty more money to be spread around. What's this money for? I don't know, whatever God's planning. Do I need it? No, I talked about that in the earlier video. What am I manifesting? Well, that's where it's coming to. The new moon is coming to. So I know I have to get the computer. And all that does is make me feel more comfortable about spending money because I don't like to spend money. It doesn't matter. If I have it or I don't, I'm just not fun. I'm funny about money. Really? Yeah. It's a funny thing. Anyways, going back to it, and that was like, I was just laughing because it's all confirmation. It's like, dude, you don't have to stress the little things. God's got a bigger plan. And that's it. It's like, you're thinking small. You need to think big, bitch. Really? Yeah. And that's for me and for you and for everyone too. Don't get so caught up in your current circumstances that you don't see that God's got, something bigger for you. Really? Yeah. He reminded me only that seriously, tax season for someone like me that files right away, I usually get money by March. I usually have like thousands of dollars by March. He reminded me that I still have money that I'm sitting on and that the money that they still owe me, it's my money and I want it now. In the essence that if there is a problem, we can resolve the problem and get this problem resolved quite quickly. How quickly? Well, it shouldn't have took a whole year. But that's where it is like patience. You planted a seed, and where's this money? From 2021. Money I should have had back then. When's it coming? When I need it most. That's the interesting part about everything. It's like, God giveth, God taketh. He puts your stores away. He has something that's stored for you. He has something in store for you. All your hard work from the past is going to pay off in the future. You just don't know that. And then I'm sitting here, that's the funny part. When I go to file taxes, I got to remember all the jobs I quit the year before. I show up at H&R Block with at least 3 to 4 fucking forms every year. Are you serious? I swear, I never keep a job longer. This is not new. Are you serious? I'm serious. You want me to pull all my past history? The most common was the lift. I did lift the most. But before that, oh hell, they hate me. Really? Yeah. And actually, you pay more for the lift paperwork than you do any of the other taxes. Seriously? I swear to you, them fuckers. It's a different form. Maybe I should go into tax learn that stupid shit. Save a lot of money by switching to my own shit. No, just going into that. That was really cool, don't you think? I wasn't stressing money, but then all of a sudden money comes. And that's where it is. It's like, you don't have to chase, you attract it. Really? Not exactly. And in my head, I'm thinking about tomorrow's lotto ticket. I was like, damn, let me win this stupid-ass lotto and all of this, and I'm going to be digging ditches. Really? The fuck else am I supposed to do with it? He told me what to do with it. How long can I sit around and not do what God said, which is dig holes and fucking build houses for people? I purposely didn't buy a ticket yesterday because I wasn't ready to dig holes today. It's for sure. Are you for sure? I'm so for sure of God's calling on my life. He's shown me for sure what the fuck I have to do when I get it. How would I know the whole plan without even knowing that it's going to work? What do I got to do? Spend $2 to dig ditches in the fucking ground and make other people's lives wonderful? Really? That's the plan. It's not how you see it, bro. You're like, if I won the lotto, that's why you'll never win, because all you want it for is your own self-gain. Why should you be so deserving? That's why it becomes a plague for people like you. So your family starts hunting you down and shit. I was like, yeah, all my runners will be running right at me when I win the lotto. It's like, dude, the first thing I'm going to lose is my phone. For real? Promise, bro. You got to cut yourself off in order to, tap yourself in. For sure, dude. I'll let you know, and then I'll tell you where I'm at later. You'll see me on TV. And secret uploads on my YouTube channel. Realistically, for sure, bro. You know that dream of me living in a fucking trailer in the woods? Yes, all my dreams will come true. How will you find me? Look closest to hot springs. I guarantee you'll be near a hot spring wherever I go. Why? Because that's my favorite thing is hot water. Really? Yeah. On some native land. That's where you'll find me. Good luck. Good luck. Where in the world is Carmen? Very joyful. What is God doing? He's filling us with love and light. Why? Because tomorrow comes the tower. You have to cut ties and shit. Really? Say goodbyes and stuff like that. That's how you get here. Really? Yeah. Sorry. I just had this stupid download. It's like, yeah, that's enough money to make you quit your job. No, it's not. Don't make me do that. It could. If you're thinking logically, like, well, this replaces all the next 2 weeks of paychecks, so I don't need to continue with this job. I can just enjoy my holiday. Or you can have a greedy mindset and say, I better keep stacking because I don't know what's coming. I don't know. I'm just saying, it's all in your mindset. People be accusing me of being crazy. Dude, you're crazy. You have a doctor's bill and a prescription to prove it, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you? Just because I think differently and I have different outcomes, that's what you call a fucking alchemist. Not a crazy person. You're a crazy person. You go to a crazy doctor and they give you crazy pills. Every single person that has ever accused me of being crazy is currently in therapy or definitely dropped off and they had a fucking happy pill. Really? Oh yeah, it's not doing anything for them, as you can see. They're still very much in therapy like Russ. Who knows what kind of pills he's on. You probably shouldn't mix those with alcohol there, buddy. It goes back to you too, fucking Bobby. The fuck? But that kind of shit will give you a noodle dick, Oh God. Do you know that I had a conversation with Morgan about gummy worms? Or what I would call at this moment a noodle dick? Jesus. The fucking things I have experienced in this life. Thank God I get to leave them all here. I'm not taking any of these experiences. This is dirty. Just take it, clean me off of this whole life experience. The things I have seen and witnessed in this life. You know that guy that was taking a pee when he was squatting? What about the guy that said he was masturbating in the back? I could tell stories. That's exactly what I'll do. For the rest of my life, I will tell the stories of all the things I have seen and witnessed. All unbelievable things. I have pure truth. That's who God made me, What? The witness of Revelation stays. Speaking of which, all I have right here is my Bible. So we're going to talk to, we're going to listen to God's stories through the Bible. Which one? I don't know. If we pull out the pink one, then we could have any of God's stories. If we only pull out the New Testament, then we only get Jesus. What do we pull out? Job. Holy shit! We're so talking about Job. Job's mountains, and Job maintains his integrity. That's what it was all about, bro. My whole story, when you see it in the big screen and shit, where I'm, like, camping in my car. All these crazy stories. I lost all sense of pride and integrity in the way I was living to the world. But it was very rustic And it's like, when Bobby asked me at that moment, he's like, "Are you homeless?" It never occurred to me that, yes, I'm like 100%. But it was just like, when he put it in that words, it came with this condemnation that you're a homeless bitch. I did that way, and how long it had been that I had been without a home, that I had made the world my home and had been on an adventure back home for nearly 2 years by the time he asked me that. Those words never entered my reality, that that's what I was, until he projected it onto me. And then it dropped. I never questioned my ability to become a mother and be a great mother until he's like, "You want to have a baby you want to have a newborn in your circumstances?" And he made me feel bad about my situation. It's like, I'm not my situation. This is literally what God has asked me to do. To be brave and to show people that, you can put your pride aside and he'll be okay. And these are just adventures for me and my family. And it may look very sad and tragic to you, but we're okay. It's stressful to me inside of my brain. But every day the sun is shining. We're super blessed. The kids are eating pizza and playing on their phone every fucking day. I'm the only one stressing. The sun, I was always in a hotel. There's always free food. Everything is just every day. He was showing everyone every day how he could meet every single one of my needs. And I didn't need to worry. But I did, but I didn't need to. And that was the point of this unbelievable story. So when we go to Job, it's like, Job didn't understand. I did. And that's where I went back to Jesus. I was like, Jesus, you knew what was happening. You had the understanding. I didn't. Because I didn't actually understand. You don't have understanding. You learn to gain understanding through the process. I never know what God's doing in my life. Like right now, he's showing me this money, and I got the idea to get a car. It's like, get a new car and go back to Lyft. Is that an old idea being replayed, or that, is this just a pattern, or it's really a great idea that now I'm in a better place to execute this idea? I don't know. But again, it's a new idea that I wasn't thinking before. And those are all things. It's like, you're given all kinds of great visions and ideas. What would it take on your part? And you sit there and logically weigh out if it's possible and what's the possibility of this, of the gain of this. Well, I need a new fucking car anyways, don't you think? Didn't he promise me a new car? Isn't that exactly what I said I was going to do with this year's taxes? So it aligns. It's just not the way I saw this working out. And that's another thing too. It's like, all things are possible. Realistically, yeah. But the integrity of it is, just keeping, it's like, if God would have put you in a position like Job or myself, could you have still kept your head held high? Or would you have become your circumstances? Would you have become, like, that's where it is. It's like, people were astonished that I could keep going. I was so brave, and I keep my head held high, and I still kept a good spirit. And it was only certain times where I was always unsure, but I was sure about God. And as the day would progress, I would sit in his wonders, and he would spend all day explaining to me what I didn't understand. I gained wisdom and understanding by sitting with him and, reviewing it. And that's where it is you're replaying what's going on until you gain understanding. And even then, the mind can't, but the spirit is trying to help you to understand. Like, God, why'd you bring me here? Going back to, what happened in Wisconsin was very detrimental to me, bro. I brought it up earlier. What happened? I was getting comfortable with them. I had lost my house. These were friends of mine when I first lived in my house. So they were familiar faces, and they let us into our home, and we saw a new land with a new possibility. And I was getting excited about it, and she was helping me with the idea of maybe you could get a job here, and, your kids could stay here, and we could have some friends. And I was thinking, this could be a good new life. And the next day, a couple days later, God tells me, it's her daughter's birthday. He tells me to tell her, no, we're not going with them. I'm like, God, if I do that, this is going to start a fight. She might even throw me out. I said, it'll be okay. And it does. It turns into a humiliating fight. She talks all kinds of shit at me as she's throwing me out. She's embarrassing me, bro. It was hurtful. She makes me feel so small. And she's like making fun of I have nowhere to go. And that this is why nobody likes me and why nobody liked me in the apartments and this, that, and the other, right? She's really hurtful. And I'm so mad because I'm like, God, why did you tell me to do this? It's only a couple hours later. Confirmation. What was that? I don't know. A couple hours later, I'm in the car and I'm driving through Missouri and I realized, dude, thank God I got out of there. Thank God I got out of there, dude. At any time, she had the power to do that, and she was going to do that no matter what. If I ever told her no, thank God he kicked me out when I had a couple dollars in my pocket. But he would put me in these situations, walk me straight into the lion's den, where they're snarling and growling at me, and I'm afraid for my life, and walk me straight out. And I'm like, why the fuck did you do that? Oh, you guys, I can't even tell you. I can cry so hard about what happened in Oklahoma. And I felt the same way in Nevada, bro. It hurt. I didn't understand. He showed me, but it still hurt like hell. So he's telling me to be brave about being a witch and share who I am and start getting out there and be brave about it, right? And he's got me pumped that I'm gonna open up a spiritual learning center. I'm gonna open my services. So I come up with this great plan with his help. He gives me a bunch of food stamps. I'm gonna buy a bunch of food and pass it out. I purchase cards. I'm gonna pass out my 500 cards with my email on it. I have a collection of clothes that we've been carrying around that I'm gonna pass out right before school starts. I'm gonna do free readings. I have this great plan, a great location. I'm sitting there on a Monday morning and I said, all right, God, I'm ready. And he says, you're not going to do this. I said, please, God, I did all this. Don't do this. Why, God? He explains to me that if I do this, all hell is going to break loose on Mr. Plum because he's harboring a witch. And I can't argue that. But I'm so mad at him for letting me believe that I could do it. And that's what he tries to show me. I wanted you to see that if you believed you could do it here, facing these people, the entire church community, that you could do it anywhere. And the same thing happened in Las Vegas. I was sure I was going to open up on that Las Vegas trip. I had it set up. I made an appointment. I was going to do this, dude. I was going to be a street performer and open up and show the world what I was. And I set up, bro, and security came immediately. I didn't know why, and they didn't tell me, and I got back to my campsite. And they told me it was the psychic arts, and I needed a special license. And I sat there at that campsite, under that full moon, looking at God, crying so hard, feeling like the biggest fucking failure, bro. Everything I've set out to do, none of it worked. And he's trying to show me how brave I've been and how far I've come and how I've followed him and how I'm ready to stand in front of the world and be who I really am. And that's what this was about. I'm like, yeah, God. But that's all I can stand on. I just want to go home, God. And that's how I came home. Because it wasn't the proud moment. It was because I was done. And my biggest fear was I can't go home. I'm going to be homeless in my car for fucking Christmas. He says it's going to be alright. That's what he does to me. I live out of my car. And I lose Christmas. That was last year. This didn't come easy, guys. It came with a lot of hard lessons, and what you would see is failures, but they were never supposed to. The win was the wisdom, the understanding, and facing the fear. It was never about a financial win or establishing myself outside of anybody but myself. So then you fast forward to the Broncos Stadium. I'm getting downloads that morning from Martin Luther King. all kinds of them. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting in a hotel that's literally in walking distance from there. I've already done invocations and shit. And I'm being guided to go down there and do it. By this time, bro, I've already I've already done this a million times where I opened up. But this is real big. And I'm like, alright, this is what I planned on doing in Las Vegas. This is what I planned on doing in Oklahoma. This has always been my plan. Let's see how this goes. And I do it. And it's the biggest moment. Because all the crowds and all the people in the daylight are watching me, and they're watching me with awe. I was always afraid of the opposite of what I'll get. I got the love, not the disgust. And then I was guided to, clean that whole stadium, bro. And as I was walking through it, walking around it, the security and random people were asking me to sage them. They knew what I was, and they were asking for the cleanse. It was a very magnificent moment. I had sent Bobby a message. She's like, I don't know what voices you're hearing in your head. I'm like, today was Martin Luther King, and he guided me into greatness today. Going back to Job, he didn't know why God was cursing him. It feels kind of like a curse when he's transforming you. It looks like your life is being cursed from the outside. And that's what it is, people were sure, like, when I started getting all of this shit, it's almost like I did this to myself. I went into Wicca, I came out with all this witchcraft stuff, and my whole life fell apart. It looked like it, for sure. That's exactly, if you look at the beginning, that's what happened. I lost everything fucking with this shit. But that's what they think. They didn't pay attention. I didn't lose anything. He asked me, just like this morning. And any job, he sat there. Going back to that one job, I had Muhammad Ali, I had Kobe, and fucking Pac. And I'm crying. I can't quit this job, bro. I need this job. You know what I mean? Like, I don't quit. I don't give up on myself. I've never really. And that's where it is they taught me how to walk away. They taught me how to leave things, how to detach. People thought I was losing things, but I was giving them up in the name of God, and that seemed even more crazy. But here I am receiving everything in the name of God, and that's what I told Red. I was like, dude, I got a call from God. I feel like I want to share the message. And I was like, what was it? I was like, well, do you do your taxes with H&R Block? He said, no. I was like, never mind. You're not going to get the message. So what's the message? I was like, no, every year they let you, tap into your taxes. They let you advance it before Christmas, and they just called me with that advance. I was like, so basically that's a message from God. He's like, that's right. He's like, I need to go do my taxes. No, they cost fucking hundreds of dollars. I would rather, it's better to do them your own way on TurboTax. I used to do them my own on TurboTax. So when I started doing Lyft, I had to start doing them had to have someone else do them. Or at least that's what I went back to doing. Going back to Job, yeah, it's like, you still love God even though your life is so fucked up. That was the test. Will you still love me when I don't have anything to give to you? It's a test between God, but that's unconditional love too, between people. And that's, Bobby. There's no gain to, you know what I mean? And that's what I told him, is like, when are you going to realize this isn't sexual? It's the feeling he gets. It's a feeling he holds. There's no gain to being with me. If anything, he has to go against everything to be with me. But that feeling is worth everything to him, and vice versa. It's like I literally have to give up all sense of pride in who I am to be with you. Not because my mind wants something from you, but because that's what my heart wants. And that's what unconditional love will make you do. It's like it breaks all conditions. Where it's like, and that's God. Your love for God, it doesn't matter. I still love him. And especially when I'm, I get it. That's it. That's the understanding. Is that when we're going through hard times, he's showing us his tough love. But it's super love. Because this is the tough love. This is where we get to learn the most important things. Really? It's kind of goofy, but like, on days where he has nothing for you and you're just sitting there in his good graces, you just know that you're loved. And that's what Lucifer didn't like. And that's what a lot of people feed off of. They feed off of negative attention rather than positive. He wanted attention. It's not good enough to just be loved, but you need someone to be, showering you with love all the time and always in your face, smothering you. And that's where it is like sometimes God is just too much. Like, get off me, God. There's too much of you on me. That's too much love. And that goes down to the hard times. He's just loving me. Like yesterday morning, he was just trying to love me. I'm just trying to just love you. Don't go to work. No, I gotta go to work, God. No, you don't. I love you. It's not what we hear. And just like today, don't go to work. No, I gotta go to work, God. No, you don't. I got you. No, God, I got me. I gotta do this. I gotta do this for me. No, you don't. And that's where you gotta realize this relationship. You really are his child. It doesn't matter how grown you think you are. He wants to love and take care of you. But you've gotta let him. He's always trying to. All day. It's not about even knowing Jesus or any of this. It's recognizing him in all things outside of you. And that's where I help you with the Spirit of God. He's always trying to reach you and send you messages and show you love. You just aren't listening. But it doesn't mean he stops because you're not listening. He just talks louder. People that self-destruct a lot and self-sabotage, they probably have a closer relationship with God than people that have calm lives. Why? Because they need God a lot more. The troubled ones need him more. And you shouldn't be jealous that he has to give all his attention to the troublemakers. They need it. You know what I mean? You see them, you see their life and you're like, damn, they need God. No, God is all over them. That's why their life is so troubled. He's trying to put them through some turbulent situations to teach them some really hard lessons. It's like, he is the troubles. And that's the story of Job. What happened with Job? God was... Truth? God was boasting. Oh, look at my Job. He's such a wonderful servant. I bet he wouldn't love you if you didn't have everything. I bet you he would. I bet you he wouldn't. That's what the conversation went. He said, fine. Take what you want. Don't do him no harm. That's my Job. But watch. He'll still love me. And that's it. Prove your love to God. Through good and bad. Show them that no matter what, you love him. And that's what I showed. Through the hard times, I showed you I loved him more. I loved him more for disciplining me and for teaching me. I loved him for bringing this pain and suffering. And that's my twin flames. It's a reverence for them. Without you, I wouldn't be the best version of me. It's only sad that you're not the best version with me. But without you, I couldn't have become what I am. It doesn't mean you have any ownership over what I become, and that's your children. My daughter is a wonderful human being, but her dad doesn't get to say, I made that, that's my daughter, that's all me, and nor do I get to say it. Even though I raised her completely by myself, I don't take ownership over the person she is. I had some work to do with it. I'm proud of, you know what I mean? But that is a person, that is God's daughter right there, and I'm proud to be part of her life. I don't own her by no means. I can't say claim. I can't say that she's the smartest kid at school because I sit here all day trying to make her smart. I can't say that she's the nicest kid at home because I'm the nicest mom at home. I can't say any of that. I don't own any, I don't have possession over the beautiful person that my children are. And some of you do. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, they wouldn't be, you wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for me. My mom used to say some stupid shit like that. Right? My daughter was just turning around, just like, you wouldn't be celebrating Mother's Day without me. Good point. Actually, I had kids before you, so take that and shove it. But realistically, without them, there's no day. That day isn't for me. That day comes from being with them. Never thought about that. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can with all these fatherless children. Kanye doesn't get to celebrate Father's Day, does he? You think that's morally right that he gets to run around celebrating a Father's Day when he's not a father on that day or any other day? Touche. I get to celebrate both. What does that mean? I get to be both on both days? I probably have to work and clean up the mess on both days. Job's story. Job 27. Job maintains his integrity on page 300. As God lives, who's taken away my justice, and the Almighty, who has made my soul bitter, as long as my breath is in me, as the breath of God in my nostrils, my lips will not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. Oh, I'd be cursing God. There's the difference. I'm like, fuck you, God. You fucking God. God damn you. Fucking God. They say not to curse God for what he's doing, but we do. I do it out loud. Does he like that I speak to him in such ways? No. But does he show me less love for being who I am? Wouldn't he be more mad if I came to him and faked it? He knows who I truly am and how I truly speak. And he knows the trueness of my nature. So to speak to him untrue would be more of a sin than to be true. That's how I think. When I'm over here trying to fake a Mother Mary, they laugh at me. You're not Mother Mary. You're nothing like them. Quit pretending. And that's where it's like, oh, the best I can be is Christ-like. Really? Yeah. I become the light through my experience, but I was not them. With the one exception of Kanye over there. Anyways. For my tongue utter deceit. Far be it me, that I should say you are right. Till I die, I will not put away my integrity from me. Oh, that's where people were accusing him. They're like, this is your fault. You did this to yourself. Atone for your sins. That was like going back to my aunt. They're like, apologize to her. You've offended her. Make things right. I'm not going back on what I said. You gotta make sure that you can stand behind what you said. Be careful of that. Till I die, I will not put away my integrity from me. My righteousness I hold fast, and I will not let it go. My heart shall not reproach me as long as I live. May my enemy be like the wicked, and he who rises up against me unlike the righteous. For what is the hope of this hypocrite? Though he may gain much, if God takes away his life, will God hear his cry? When trouble comes upon him, will he delight himself in the Almighty? Will he always call on God? I will teach you about the hand of God. What is the Almighty, I will not conceal. Surely all of you have seen it. Then why do you behave with complete nonsense? This is the portion of the wicked man and the heritage of the oppressors, received by the Almighty. If his children are multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offering shall not be satisfied with bread. Those who survive him shall be buried in death, and their widows shall not weep. Though he heaps up silver like dust, and piles up clothing like clay. Dude, this was written so long ago. Do you hear this? This is you guys, listen. Though they heap up silver like dust, and that's you millionaires. You collect coins like dust, and pile up clothes like clay. And the innocent will divide the silver. He builds his house like a moth, like a booth which a watchman makes. The rich man will lie down, but not be gathered up. He opens his eyes, and he is no more. Terrors overtake him like a flood. The tempest steals him away in the night. The east wind carries him away, and he is gone. He sweeps him out of his place. It hurls against him and does not spare. He flees desperately from its power. Men shall clap their hands at him and shall hiss at him of his place. What is it talking about? Integrity. Obviously. When when bad things happen, how desperate and low will you go? And that's where it is I maintained my integrity. I didn't become ruthless. I didn't become savage. I didn't become desperate or depressed. I didn't become what my life had become. I was still joyful and hopeful. I was grateful, joyful, and hopeful for what my life would be, and I was very understanding about what God was doing. And still, just like Jesus, I wept. I just want to point out, like, I can look back at this and remember all my teachings, you know what I mean? Like, it's so old. My Bible, this Bible I didn't get until it was a wedding gift. So that would have been, 2014? It was a wedding gift. And it's just, those are just, what's in here is just highlighted of what I read during those years in Bible study. I had other Bibles. Look at all of this. Philippians. Philemon. Be faithful. Lift each other up. Don't gossip. No one talks about our something to the Lord, only to his something, something, something. I got all kinds of notes in here. Well, he does all things. There's no such thing as the devil. And he's just trying to teach you. But are you willing to learn? It doesn't matter if you're willing. He's still going to try to teach you. He doesn't believe in the ignorance. He says ignorance is bliss. Why? Because once you have the knowing, you have to act on what you know now. You know differently, so you have to act differently. Well, I shared my blessings with you and all of that great stuff. Otherwise, I don't have much. I used all my energy. I just wanted to show that. It's like his plans are bigger than what you plan, and you can't see the big plan. Only pieces of it, and the pieces he does give you, you have to take action in. It's one piece out of a time, out of a page. It's not even that. I couldn't see farther in the future. I can see all in the past. I can see how this ends, but I can't see past the next step. And that's the way it's supposed to be. You can only see where you're going, your next step, and the ability to look back and what's keeping you from making this next step. You can't force that step, you know what I mean? Like, with that being said, I forgot what time it is and what I was supposed to be doing with the rest of my day, which is my appointment. It's like I can't force myself into my apartment any faster, nor can I get my furniture to deliver any faster, or any of this to happen any faster. You want to get to the sense of completion, but I'm here for 55 fucking years. What the fuck am I in a hurry to do? Die? In essence, that's what we're hurrying to do, right? We're ready to be done with life. We just want it to be done. No more work, no more suffering, no more pain, no more sorrow, no more paying bills. That's what makes life. So if we're saying we're done with it, then we're ready to die. Even if you're not paying bills, you're going to learn hard lessons that cause suffering. You don't even have to, I show you that. You don't even have to go outside the door. And that doesn't mean that the devil's out to get you. It's that these experiences are painful. And they cause suffering of the mind and of the body. The things that we see every day, the things that we see and the way that it makes us feel. So we turn our eyes off so we don't have to feel. But that's the experience, is what it feels like to be human. That's what they're going to ask us when we get back. What did it feel like? They don't feel those things. There's no feeling outside of this experience that's not good. They don't know what low vibrational feelings are. Only those that have wore the skin knows what it feels like to be human. And so we go through all these experiences to learn all these different feelings. Each experience has a different feeling. There's many layers to sadness, right? Lots of different things cause you sadness. But there's an extreme to sadness where everyone hits, and there's no further than you can go. Every feeling has its limit. And after you hit that limit, you can go into a new feeling, but that's it. Right? So like love. There's a difference between how you love your dog, your mother, your children, your co-workers, and your lover. and food and the weather and your favorite sports team. You fucking love them. But there's layers to this. So when we talk about suffering, you know what I mean? There's layers to it. It doesn't, all suffering isn't the highest level of suffering, like, you know what I mean? Like an amputated leg, or, you know, something like skin eating flesh suffering. They're not all that bad, but we all suffer. Things from the mind, the body, and the spirit. It suffers. It's part of it. It goes through a lot, and it's heavy to be human, and it causes suffering, which in turn causes pain. There's unbelievable amounts of joy. Happiness, I think, is far limited, but joy, you can feel so much joy throughout the day. As far as how much happiness you can feel out throughout the day, it's very limited because of the source of what you consider happiness. But when you learn what joy is, you can feel it in all kinds of things. You know what I mean? Like a warm towel. You know, they sell them at Target, towel warmers. I used to just put the towels in the dryer before we got out, so that we had warm towels. The warm towel on your body after you're getting out of a shower, that's joy, bro. That's a joyful feeling. Certain towels, a drink of your favorite, you know, a sip of your favorite drink, you know what I mean? The sun on your face, these are feelings of joy. You can feel a lot of joy in a day. A lot of things that make you smile. That's joy. As far as full happiness, where you're filled with so much joy that you're crying, those are hard to experience. But joy you can have all day. And enough joy, you're walking around happy. You're a happy person with enough joy. But walking around looking for happiness, that might be difficult. Just being honest. Joy, you know, happiness is a bunch of joy. It's an overwhelming feeling of joy. Right? Like, what brings happiness? A good example that you might never know is when you have a baby. There's this feeling of joy that comes over you. It's fear. You have no idea what you're doing, and there's a little person that you can't put down for the rest of your life. But it's a feeling of happiness. It's just the same as a puppy. You ever picked up a puppy? Oh my God. That's an overexpression of joy that becomes happiness. Kids can feel it with an ice cream, a fucking balloon, a bubble. I mean, anything, bro. A doggy. You know, anything. Getting to that place will make your life a lot more exciting when you start enjoying the little things. Happiness is a little bit difficult, and it's not, because if you have enough joy, it's happy. As much pain, how much pain can you tell? That's what's interesting. We deal with a lot more pain, and that's where I can't stand all the joy and happiness. I have been laughing, my face hurts, I can't, my guts hurt. I've been so silly all day. I can't even hold my body together. But then you get, you know, you're going through painful chaos. You can do that for fucking 5 to 10 years. But you can't laugh for 25 minutes straight? No, I can't. I feel like I'm being tickle tortured and I'm going to die. My body cannot hold the joy. It can hold a lot of pain, but not a lot of joy. It's a new flavor there going on in here. What happens with me? I fall over. This should be so funny. I fall over. I can't hold my guts. I'm holding my stomach. My face is, I'm so fucking chink-eyed. I'm laughing so hard I can't see. I'm crying. And it's like, I can't stop thinking about what made me laugh to begin with, so I can't stop laughing. It's a whole Dick Van Dyke on the top of the ceiling type of moment. Mary Poppins. But what's the opposite of joy? The sadness that's got you on your, curled up in the bed in the same position, crying, and you can't hold it anymore, and you're holding the same parts. You're holding your guts. It's alright. It's just life. Ups and downs. I talked about it all week, riding the waves. All aboard. You gonna jump on the Titanic with it nothing more than your backpack? You do know that this ship goes down, right? You're gonna go down in glory? Or you're gonna be some of the survivors that make it to the promised land? I don't know. And that's where it is. Did you know how many people start an awakening and never make it through? Look at what happened to Kanye. That's the opposite, and that's where you gotta be careful with yourself. You can't destroy yourself without letting yourself become a new self. Otherwise, you're just gonna be Russ. Kanye. Fucking Marshall. They're like a shadow version of what they used to be, but nobody knows what they're going to be. if they're ever going to change, they're just in this weird space. At least you know what I'm supposed to be, and you can see me making strides to becoming it. Look, I grew a little leg. Here comes more wings. One of these wings is going to carry my big fat ass. I haven't gone to levitation yet. Obviously, I'm not going to have wings. I need to learn how to carry my own fat ass through this place. I had a good thirsty Thursday. It's getting better. All we need is some fucking chocolate. We need some form of chocolate in our lives. I'm manifesting chocolate, God. Chocolates. Every girl wants chocolate in her area. It's nothing new, guys. I promise. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. God's got a plan, and I never know what He's doing. I just go with the plan. And everybody's like, oh my God, why don't you just keep a job? Why don't you just do what we're doing? Why can't you just be like us? Because God told me not to be like you. He told all of you not to be like you. He told you to stop being like you. Last thing I'm going to do is try to be like you. He already showed me it doesn't work through you. Competing to be like you. Stupid. Why do I want a life that's not happy? I can see straight through you and your unhappy life. I don't want that. I don't want to work that hard at not being happy. I'm working hard enough at holding in all this happiness. Really? That in my uterus. It feels like you're like almost like want to rip it out. It's not like it feels like it's falling out. It's like, God, something's not connected right. Sorry. Just had to throw that in to make all the men on my page feel very uncomfortable. Why did He make us like that? I don't know. Sit there and stare at your balls for a while. And ask Him why He made you look like that. And then we could just sit here and just be like, well, have that Adam and Eve conversation where we look down and realize that we're naked by nature. I look better naked than you do. Just kidding. I love you guys. Laters. Bye.